All right, everyone, we're going to get going here. Once again, my name is Todd Milbrand. I'm the Senior Channel Partner Manager here at Sangoma. And today we're going to be going over the second part of mastering the Sangoma portal. Quick overview of the agenda for today. We're going to do a quick review of who we are here at Sangoma. Some of the folks on the team here with FreePBX and Asterisk. Give a quick plug for Astricon, which is next week. And then we're going to get into the portal. We'll actually be doing a live demonstration, going over things, starting with going into the store and showing how you can find products, quote that, do a quote for yourself, order those products, do zero-touch provisioning, how you can engage with support if you've got an issue with your FreePBX or your PBXact or gateway or phone, what have you. We'll then take a look at how to do FreePBX module renewals, whether it's on a 25-year license or a 1-year license. And then we'll wrap everything up by going into portal reports, which is probably the least accessed portion of the portal. I think a lot of people just don't see it there or think that there's anything of relevance to them there. And we're going to go in there and show you some of the things that are relevant to making your life easier with managing your FreePBX and open source deployments with us. So if you're familiar with FreePBX and Asterisk, but maybe just haven't paid attention, don't know who Sangoma is, we are the corporate sponsor of both FreePBX and Asterisk. We've been around for 40 plus years, got started in the early to mid 1980s making cards that would go into PCI slots and servers to interface with telephone networks and analog devices. In those 40 years, we've grown quite considerably. We are publicly traded on both the NASDAQ here in the US and the Toronto Stock Exchange up in Canada. We have a very diverse customer base all across the world. 2 million plus deployments of FreePBX spread out everywhere. In our products, whether we're talking about Asterisk and FreePBX, which are our products, or the phones and servers and gateways and cloud services that we make that integrate with all of that. Most of it, if not all of it, is built in-house. We have a very strong engineering pedigree and typically look at any problems that arise or problems that need to be solved and go, how can we as Sangoma tackle this and fix it? So the top of the team here for open source, at least as it relates to client facing, starts with Michael White, our VP of open source sales. A lot of you may know Mike from his days leading E4 Technologies, which was one of our top distributors. We actually purchased their organization, I think it was in 2020, like February 2020. And he's been leading our efforts ever since. You have myself. I've been here 10 plus years. I actually worked with Asterisk and FreePBX going back to 2005. Various different incarnations of both. And then we got Chris May. He's our open source solutions advocate. You may know him from our forums as Penguin PBX. Chris loves all things open source, and not only is he the advocate internally for things we need as a team or things that the community is asking for, he's also our pseudo PM, if you will, and with that role, he's behind a lot of the new things we have coming or have been released recently in the FreePBX and open source world, such as the SAML integration that just happened last quarter, and some fun stuff that's coming up soon. Oh, I almost forgot Tango, of course. If you ever log into the portal and see that Tango is your sales rep, which is 99% of people that have a portal account, know that Tango is all of us. You call in, you'll be handled by one of the folks on the team. If you email tango@sangoma.com, you're going to get taken care of by someone on the team. Tango has been our mascot for quite some time, and we're hoping we can get Tango to Astrocon. We actually have a pretty big, pretty heavy facsimile of, I think it's a statue of Tango that we're trying to figure out how to ship there to Astrocon next week. If you're not familiar with Astrocon, it's our yearly open source conference, mainly geared towards folks that are in the Astra space. But we do quite a few things with FreePBX, and this year we changed things around. Instead of co-locating with the IT Expo show down in Fort Lauderdale, we moved it to co-locate with the Southern California Linux Expo. It's going to be at the Pasadena Convention Center next week. Astrocon itself will be the 5th and 6th, but if you buy a pass for Astrocon, you'll be also able to go on Saturday and Sunday and check out all the other cool vendors that are going to be there as part of it. So I'm assuming if you haven't bought tickets at this point and you're not in Southern California or close to it, you may not be going, but if you are in SoCal or on the West Coast and you can get an easy flight to one of the many LA airports, please look into joining us. It's going to be a great time. So with that said, we're going to change gears here and start to get into the portal. Last week, we went into the portal and went over what I call some of the nooks and crannies within the portal. So a lot of people don't realize some of the things you can get into by going under the customer portion or the users portion. And today we're gonna start by taking a look at the store. Let me get logged in here. And just a quick recap. If you ever need to get assistance, you have any questions, you can call us at 231-239-8999. We're always here to help. We also have help.sangoma.com, which is a great resource for not only finding information on how to do things with FreePBX and PBXact or any of our hardware, but also things within the portal as well. You just click the knowledge base box, search box here. We've got some AI-driven stuff that will help you find the information that you were looking for, or at least what you're looking how to do. So today we're going to go over the store piece of this. So this is where you can get into and you can purchase different products from Sangoma. Anything from our hardware, so our phones, our headsets, to our gateways, to our SBCs, data and PSTN cards where we got our start. We still do have, depending on what part of the world you're in or industry, we still have plenty of people that are using these products. And then also where you can buy FreePBX systems or software for FreePBX, whether you're looking to upgrade to PBXact or you need to buy commercial modules for an existing system. You can come in here, find the appropriate, go from the appropriate main category to the subcategory of your choosing. So if we want to look at a la carte modules, let's go with the 25-year license, since that is by far the most important or most popular form of our licensing with FreePBX. one thing I want to point out here, a lot of people don't realize or just aren't aware that the 25-year license is a license to have and use any of these modules. It does not mean you get 25 years of updates, right? So if you were to buy the Conference Pro module for $27, that does not get you 25 years of updates. It gets you 1 year of updates. We will go through momentarily on how you can actually find which modules on which systems need to be updated. But I want to point out that is a yearly thing you need to do if you want to keep those up to date. Not keeping them up to date just means you have an older version. At some point, if we're on FreePBX 19 and you haven't updated your Conference Pro module in 3-4 years because you haven't been renewing those updates, there may be some compatibility issues with something like that in the future. Not to mention, possible security issues as well. So just keep that in mind. That's also why you see add and renew within here. You can come here if you're looking to renew a specific module for a specific deployment ID and just click on it. And then it'll bring you up. A little report you can run, which we'll go into more momentarily. The PBXs I have on here, they actually have 1-year modules. So I'll show you that momentarily. But if I wanted to buy some brand new modules for deployment of mine, I can come here, find it, add it to my cart, and eventually check out. A couple more items here. Do want to point out Sysadmin Pro is actually the one module where you don't need to purchase updates and renew it yearly. That will actually cover 25 years of updates and upgrades. Everything else is something you will need to keep up to date if you so choose. So again, the module will keep working, will not have any issues as long as you stay on your current version. May have issues in the future, not required to do the upgrades and updates. So I've chosen some modules here, and before I check out, I'm going to go back to the store, and I'm going to add a couple of P-series phones. So this is, if you're not familiar with our line of phones, we make the only phones specifically manufactured and designed to work with PBXact and FreePBX, and Asterisk as well with DPMA. And as you can see, the pricing and features start at a basic level or with a good cost price point at the P310 and scale up all the way to the P370, which is a touchscreen phone. You can come in here, add those in, go to checkout, and this is where you start to choose your deployment that you want to get these added to. So I'm going to start typing in Buffalo. If you were on last week's webinar, you know that I did name one of the deployments Buffalo Call Center. And instead of having to remember the full deployment ID number of 309-13297, I can just start typing in the Buffalo, which is where I put the location, and it brings that up for me. That takes care of these 3 modules right here that I want to get added to that system. And so these 3 phones, let's say I want to add these to that system as well. We have something called zero touch provisioning. what that allows for is for you to come into our portal, tell a phone that it belongs here. It belongs at this server address with this set of instructions. And when the phone gets delivered, you can then plug it in. And the first thing it's going to do is go out to the internet, talk to our redirect server. The first thing our server is going to ask for is the SSL certificate. We want to make sure that the factory installed SSL certificate is valid. That's a security feature here within our redirect. Once the phone proves who it is through that SSL certificate, the redirect server is then going to tell it where to go. And if I come here and I choose to do it by deployment, I can go into my deployments. Oh, the wrong thing there. I can go into my deployments and set all of that up. I can apply it to all of these. And if I were to actually come over here, come into my deployments and go under phones, what I can do is put this information in. I can put in the server, which I'm just going to make up an IP address. It's not made up. That is Cloudflare's DNS server address, but this is where I can begin to set that up. And if I want to apply it to all of the phones here, clicking apply all does add it down to these other two. Now, if you don't buy the phones from us, if you buy it from a partner of ours like VoIP Supply, once you claim the phone, which is over here on the left under PBXs, it would show up in between these two. You can go in there and you can set the phone's the server address for where it belongs or the deployment ID and do it globally. But we're going to continue with this checkout. I'm going to come here and ask for my shipping information. If you recall from last week, if I go under my customer account and edit it, I can add additional addresses. I'm going to validate the shipping address and continue to the shipping method. Once I've done that, I'm going to choose a shipping option, and then I'm going to come here and choose a payment method. If I choose credit card, it's going to automatically bring it up asking me to add a new credit card because I don't have one on this account. If I want to do a wire transfer or ACH, if I select that, it's going to give me the instructions where I need to send this. Make sure you include the order ID in the reference field and that you include roughly $25 Canadian additional beyond what you see on this order to account for the fees we get charged by the bank for receiving that bank wire from you. I choose check, it's going to tell me where to send the check. It also gives me an option for how I can pay for this using PayPal. And if it gives me a quote, because, let's say my boss told me, hey, I need you to get these 3 modules. Want to check out some of those Sangoma phones. I know they were custom built around FreePBX and PBXact. And like the phone application, I want to check out the phone applications that come with them. See how easy that zero-touch provisioning is. Go get me some pricing. You can come here and choose quote and actually get a PDF that you can then give to your boss or whomever so that you can get approval for whatever the amount is. And then lastly, once I check this box and hit process order, which isn't an order, it's a quote, it's actually going to give me an order number instead of a quote number. It's just a limitation of our system. So even though it says order number here has ORD and the number, I can assure you it is still a quote. And when I click on that hyperlink, it does bring up the quote details that I can see. It allows me to save it as a PDF to share with other people. And then it also gives me a spot where when I click place order, allows me to very quickly turn this around into an order and not have to recreate it again. And if I were to log out and need to come back to this for any reason, once I am logged into portal.sangoma.com, I'm going to find that under orders, and I'm going to find it under quotes here. One thing I'm going to point out, anything software related, when you place this order, that will automatically show up on the deployment ID. So this made up deployment ID I have here. As soon as the order goes through, let me take a step back on that. Assuming you were paying with credit card because we are going to be getting payment immediately, would these immediately be available for me to download on? And when I say download, I mean get access to on my FreePBX system with both PayPal or check or bank wire. Once we receive that payment and process it, then it shows up in our licensing server ready for you to do a system update, either under system admin, update your activation, or within module admin to get access to these new modules. And then the phones themselves depends on what time the order is processed, but usually would ship within a day or so. I'm going to pop over to PBXs here and go to FreePBX. So, to renew modules that are already on a system, you saw we could go into the store here, go under products, and go to FreePBX systems and manually add it in here as a renew. But how do you know you have a need for it to be renewed? The first thing you can do is you can actually just go to the system under your PBXs. And if we stick with the call center, I'm under here in general, it gives me some information. This is where I can set things for phones. S-series phones are, you're buying new phones from us or a partner, they are not S-series phones, they're going to be P phones. This is where you can come in and set that server info for that easy redirection and provisioning. Just to be clear, in case you've never done it before, there are things you need to do on the PBX itself. Just putting this information in isn't going to get these to be fully provisioned. There's still additional work to be done there, but that is beyond the scope of today's webinar. I can update the redirection, but I can also go under licenses, and this is where I can see what needs to be renewed. And from here, I can very quickly click renew. And it gets added to my cards. One problem with this, though, as you see, I hit renew, it's taking me away from the PBX. It's taking me away from that entire list of things. So now if I want to gain access to it again, I either need to hit the back button and find the next one I want to renew. And it does the same thing. Kind of a pain in the butt. So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to actually go into reports. And a lot of people have never been in this part of our portal. It's kind of understandable. You wouldn't necessarily think that there is things in here that are relevant to you. And I'm going to do a search for module. And I know that that system we're looking at has 1-year modules, so I'm going to click view on that. It's going to bring up all the systems I have with 1-year modules that need to be renewed. Shows me their price and allows me to add to cart without having to keep going back. And just be like, you know what? Yeah, we are using that. You know what? We're not using that. So with 1-year modules, you can see that this was these all expired in March of 2017. Renewing a 1-year module in the year 2026 from 2017, it just means that I am paying for another 1 year on that module. If this were a 25-year license that expired in 2017, when you go to add to cart, it would expect you to add at least 5 years, and then probably another 5 years to get you caught up, right? So those module renewals, when you do let them pass without being renewed, when something comes up that makes you want to renew them, whether it's a new feature, security thing, compatibility with the latest version of FreePBX, we are gonna look to go back and get renewals for those years that were missed. I can tell you, usually around the 5-year mark, if you're doing 5 years or more, your best bet is to just buy the module brand new. Don't even bother. From a price perspective, it is going to cost you less to buy it brand new and not do all of those module renewals. So if you want to keep your modules up to date, which we strongly suggest, you can do it from your PBX. You can do it directly from the store, like we showed. You can do it from the deployment under PBXs here. And probably the easiest way to do it is to do it from these reports, especially if you have lots of systems with different needs and different different modules. If I had more than one system with 1-year modules on here, I would see that in here and I could manage that as well. So I just want to pop back into reports here. I think there's 26 or 27 available, so I don't want to go into each one. What I want to do is just show you a couple and encourage you to check this out and see if any of these reports are beneficial for what you guys do or what you're looking to do. So ops item shipping info, look like, what's that? Click on it and you're like, ooh, what's this? Did Sangoma mess up and make something available to me that shouldn't be available to me? No, we didn't. It may not be relevant to you, but you can come here and you can get all of our SKUs, all of our parts. And, if you are filling out paperwork or having something, brought in to, a country other than the US or Canada or just what have you, you can get the harmonized codes, you can get shipping descriptions, you can get the origin, CN's China. So this is what is considered the country of origin for importing or exporting purposes, the weight of the item. So, this is, there's some companies that would be in this all the time. The majority of you probably never would be in it, but you won't know unless you actually go in here and check some things out and see what's relevant. If you've bought hardware from us and you want to see any information about your warranties, anything we have where it's hardware and it comes with a warranty, this isn't going to have anything for me. You can extend that warranty. So say, for example, a FreePBX appliance, you buy it, comes with 1 year manufacturer's warranty. You have up until that 1 year date to extend that warranty. And you can keep doing that in the future, you can buy, an additional 3 years up front. And so not only will that give you extra warranty protection, but it also gets you access to advanced RMAs if that's something you need. So when you get a chance, go through reports and see if any of these, even though some of the names here are pretty straightforward, others are not. Take a look, see if any of these are relevant to you. And then lastly, before we take a look at any questions that came in for the Q&A, I'm going to go over support. And if you haven't opened a support ticket with us in a while, you may be used to click on legacy support cases. You may be used to this interface. I got to check with someone, but I think it might be time to eliminate this hyperlink from here, as we do have a much different system that we are using now. But you can come in here and you can see any support credits you have. If you buy something and purchase support from, say, VoIP Supply or the telecom spot, they will give you a support card that you can come in here and redeem. That puts that support time on your system for you. And then if you do anything with RMAs, you can see your RMAs here. If you had to return something to us for whatever reason, to pop back into support here. You click on cases, it takes you to the place I've mentioned a whole bunch of times in these last two webinars, help.sangoma.com. And before I log into that to show you, I just want to talk a little bit about support and support credits. So the way support credits work, you buy support credits from us in the store. You don't want to look through these products. We got a nice little search option here. I can type in support, which should have brought up way more options. It's actually, you know what? It doesn't bring up a ton of options because there's support and then there's POMS, which is our peace of mind package. So if you have a FreePBX system and you just buy a 2-hour block, the way FreePBX support works, those support tickets are going to be asked and answered first in, first out, right? So a lot of times it's, just due to the volume of cases and the number of people that, the 2 million plus systems out there, it can take 1 to 2 business days, if not longer, to get answer to a support question or support issue. You may want to look at getting a peace of mind package. So a peace of mind package will get you service level agreements. And you know what? There's a FreePBX.org has a better explanation of everything on here. So I'm just going to go over here. Or I feel like you just updated this. Support. So peace of mind does get you some of those minutes to use towards support, but it also gets you different service level agreements. So, if waiting 1 to 2 days is not an option for you, you want somebody to get back to you within 4 hours when you got an entire system down, or maybe you need access or the ability to talk to someone when the system is down at midnight. You may want to look at a platinum peace of mind package. And then if you actually go with our PBXact product, which we've done plenty of webinars on PBXact versus FreePBX. It's, the commercial or pro edition of FreePBX, if you will. As long as you have a peace of mind package in place on PBXact, if you have a support issue, you can just call into the main number, choose PBXact, and get a hold of someone. But if you want to stick with tickets or see where the updates to your tickets, help.sangoma.com, you can come here and log in or begin to continue your journey with support, or to continue it once logged in. You can see your assets. So this would be your free PBXs, your phones, your other items. You can see any of your cases, and you can even open a case as well, right? So a lot of people, it's not a system down emergency. It's nothing crazy. They don't want to get on the phone with somebody. They just want to ask a quick question. You can do that from here. So as you can see, it's different than what we were using as of a few years ago. I mean, we did use that for quite some time. But now you can come here, create your support case, see all of your assets, and as well as respond to any updates to a case you may have open. So that being said, I'm going to take a look here and see what, if any, questions have come in that I can answer for folks. And somebody asked if the prices are dealer level or MSRP. So all the pricing in the portal will be reflective of what you are, right? So if you are just somebody that has signed up for FreePBX, you're using it for your business, your school, your organization, you log in, the pricing is going to be MSRP. If you are in our partner program, the pricing is going to be relevant or set based on where you are in our partner program. And if you're a distributor, it would be the same exact thing. One thing I want to point out is if you are an end user and you do need help with your free PBX or PBXact or other item, and you would kind of prefer to wish that somebody would come take care of it for you in person, call us, right? That 231 number at the top of the portal here. Call us. We've got partners in every city, someone close that we can get you in touch with. I mean, obviously they're going to charge you, but that's a call we get quite regularly. Those of you on here may not know that that's an option, right? We do have support, but somebody installed this and maybe got in a little too far over their head, or has other things around the phone system or network or stuff that they could use someone. Give us a call. We know who the good partners are, and we'll get you in touch with them. But with that being said, that seemed to be the only question to come in. So again, I want to thank everyone for joining us today. If you did not see last week's webinar or were unable to attend, it will be on our YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com and search for Sangoma. You'll find us. You'll find not only this webinar and the previous one, but other great ones we've done as well. But want to thank everyone for their time today, and hope you have a great day.